Hi, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Kate with Beautiful Light Home, where I try to give you ideas on how to bring Waldorf education into your home. So today I'm going to be showcasing a story that I made up. Every Friday, we have a group that we meet with that goes over the Exploring Nature with Children curriculum. It's not a Waldorf curriculum, but it's a beautiful curriculum that every week you go to the same exact natural location, like a park or a hike of some sort, and every week you study something different there. So this week was Pond Week, and being a Waldorf mom, I was helping to lead this one, and I made up a story. Because I'm always trying to enhance my storytelling skills. That's something I'm really focusing on this year. I love to tie songs into it as well. These songs are not in the mood of the 5th, which I have a whole video on from before, but I just want to show you real quick how I set everything up. So it's all about pond life, and I'll turn this around so you can see how I set it up. I literally came up with this the morning of that I was putting this together. I didn't really come up with many ideas, and then all of a sudden it hit me the night before. I came up with little songs, and then the morning of I was like, oh wait, I have a whole story here I could work with. So the kids would be sitting on the ground, so I used a clear plastic bin that I had so that this way they could see all of the different pond zones. But here you have like the sweet meadow grass. This is the marginal zone. And then this represents the emergent zone, which is like the halfway in, halfway out plants. These are submergent plants with floating leaves, like lily pads, where their roots go down to the floor. And then here I have totally submerged plants. And this is an adorable little green frog that I have from Hazel Village. My kids really love Hazel Village animals, and so do my husband and I, honestly. So this is everything I set up here to come up with the story time for today. Oh, and these are just green. I happen to have green straws on hand, and I took ziti noodles and painted them brown and then popped them on top to create, what are those called? Not bulrushes, cattails. So there's all, and I cut these out of felt and sewed some green thread on them real quick the morning of. So there you go. Now I will do the story time. Sing with me, ready? Mother of the fairy tale, take me by your silver hand. Row me in your silver boat, keep me gently all afloat. Mother of the fairy tale, take me to your shining land. Once upon a time, on the edge of a pond, lived a beautiful, kind frog. And he had lived at this pond his entire life, from the time he was but a froggy egg along the shallow shores, to when he then became a tadpole and swam about those shallow waters. And then, once he became a full-grown adult frog, he was able to explore the entire pond, from the shores to the shallow waters, all the way to the depths of the pond. But his favorite place to be was on his favorite lily pad. And while he sat on his favorite lily pad, he would sit and he'd wait for the bugs to come by and eat them. And as he would sit and wait, he would think. And one day, while he was thinking, he started to look around and notice all the different types of plants that he passed by every single day without really noticing them. And he decided he was going to go dive in and find out more about all the different types of plants at the pond where he called home. So in he dove to the pond, and he swam over to the shallow waters, and he hopped right out along the shore. And as he was there among the sweet meadow and the water forget-me-not plants, he looked around and he gazed up adoringly at them. And before he knew it, a soft breeze came and sang him a song. On the edge of the pond where the tall marshes grow are marginal plants peering into the water below. First of all, our frog friend could not believe what he was hearing. Was this a sweet breeze singing to him? And then, sure enough, he looked over. These beautiful sweet meadows and the water forget-me-nots, they were marginal plants on the edge of the pond. Well, now he was curious. He wanted to dive in and explore a little bit more. So he went right into the shallow waters. And there he looked up, and he could see bulrushes all ahead of him, and cattails, and swamp grasses, and yellow flag irises, all in abundance. And as he was looking up at these beautiful plants while he was in the water, the breeze came and sang him a song again. He couldn't believe his ears, but the breeze sang, hopping into the pond, shallow waters around are emergent plants, halfway in, halfway out they abound. Oh my goodness, he couldn't believe his ears, but he did look, and these plants, these emergent plants, were halfway in the water and halfway out. So these bulrushes, the cattails, they were emergent plants. Well, as he was admiring these cattails and looking out of the water, he suddenly became a little hungry. So he decided to swim along in the pond and hop upon his beautiful lily pad. And while he was sitting there waiting for a bug to come by to eat it, can I see you guys eat it?
Eat it.
Good. While he was sitting there waiting for a bug to come along to eat, he looked down and he realized his beloved lily pad was indeed a leaf. My sweetheart, can you move over just so that this way it can still be seen? Thank you so much, babies. Yep, right back to where you were. Thank you, sweetheart. Just for this. His beloved lily pad was a leaf. And as he was sitting there thinking about the fact that he was sitting on a plant, that beautiful breeze came right back along and sang to him again and sang, hopping in a bit more, you can see just their leaves. Submergent floating plants root on the floor, but their leaves, they float free. Oh my goodness, his beloved lily pad was a submergent floating plant. So he decided he was going to go check out the roots. So he dove in the pond, and sure enough, there, rooted to the bottom of the floor, like all submergent floating plants, there was the roots. But then while he was down there, he couldn't believe his eyes. There were plants he swam by thousands of times that they never caught his eye, but now he noticed them. There were completely submerged, totally submerged plants. Swamp grasses, pond weeds, all in abundance. And even below the water, he could hear the breeze singing to him again. All the way in now, nothing can be seen from above. Totally submerged plants underwater they love. My goodness, these were totally submerged plants. Who would know? So he hopped back up onto his lily pad, and as he normally did, while he sat there and waited for bugs to fly by to eat them, good, we see you, eat them, he got to thinking. He was so amazed at all the beautiful types of plant life that he saw while he was exploring the pond that day. From the sweet meadows and the water forget-me-nots, those marginal plants on the side, all the way into the emergent plants, the bulrushes, the yellow flag irises, the cattails, over to his favorite lily pad, which was indeed a submergent floating plant, and those underwater that you can't normally see from above, the totally submerged plants, the pond grasses, the pond weeds, all the way below the surface. He started to think, and he realized he was not going to pass by any of these plant lives again without taking notice. And in the future, he would always appreciate all the beautiful plants that were around him. The end.
Wow, that's a good story.
Oh, So there you have it. That's our Exploring Nature with Children group that we do every Friday. This week was pond life, and that was what I had done. Now, normally when I do story time with my kids, I do one story basically every day for about a month. I find that they commit it to their heart, their soul, and it affects them on a spirit level. And it affects me on a spirit level too. Whereas with this one, every Friday the curriculum changes. And so this was really my kids' only second time hearing it. The other thing is, because my kiddos are young still, they would really be in that early childhood education or kindergarten realm for Waldorf. So we really wouldn't normally be talking about different terms like marginal plants and emergent plants, but this is not a Waldorf group that we meet with on Fridays. So not everybody's Waldorfy. Plus it's a mixed age group. We have babies all the way up to sometimes teenagers. So because of that, and because it is a different group, and it's expected to learn these terms, I included them in on the songs. But there you have it. That is the little story time that I came up with for our pond life study from last Friday. So if you're looking for any more information on how to bring Waldorf education into your home, please check out my channel, which is Beautiful Light Home, and you can subscribe to my channel and like this video. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Beautiful Light Home, and my website, beautifullighthome.com, where I try to bring Waldorf education into your home. So have a good one. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.